I want to share with you guys some of the unsolicited advice. But please make sure down in the comment section, you share a few unsolicited advice that you've received from friends, family, random moms on the streets, and even dads that think they were moms. I mean, some of them do get the credit for it, but during pregnancy, not everyone blowed up. Not everyone, their nose don't flare. My nose blew up. My nose got so wide, but I did not swell up. Like my fingers, my hands, my feet. People kept asking me or telling me, you need to take off your wedding ring. Hello. If it was giving me an issue, maybe I would. My feet didn't swell up until after I gave birth at the hospital. But people felt the need to tell me, like, hey, you can't be wearing these shoes. You can't be wearing heels or whatever. Like, I understand to be cautious so that, I don't slip and fall. You don't want anything to happen to you or the baby while you're pregnant. But yes, we know this. I was given the advice. I don't know why someone thought that I might have, this was the outcome I was seeking with my child. But I am a brown-skinned sister, as you can see, and my husband, he is lighter skinned. And someone was telling me, giving me advice of what to eat for my child to come out light skinned. Who said what? So are you low-key telling me that I'm like my dark skin is a problem? So if my child is dark skinned, no. So funny enough, my son is lighter skinned and my daughter is brown skinned. So do you not like my daughter as much? Like, it's just certain things, like, just shut up. Just it's just weird. Like, why are you saying this about an unborn child? I don't need adults that I look up to and respect and pretty much are like mother and father roles to me to advise me to continue having sex during pregnancy. It's pretty awkward. I know this already. Our doctors, the OBs, they do recommend, and we do have these talks. So now when you're just coming out of nowhere, like, hey, continue, you and your husband, you should keep on. This right here is very uncomfortable. I understand the help that you're trying to give. Leave that for the professionals, I guess. I was told to turn off my phone ringer, like put it on silent or leave it on vibrate, especially while sleeping, so that just in case I do receive a phone call, this is during pregnancy. So if I receive a phone call, I'm not startled and jumping or whatever and get scared, because that, I guess hormonally is what they're trying to say, would cause an effect to the unborn child that will cause them to now develop a defect when they're born. Do you know how much anxiety this now gives me every time I'm sleeping? A phone call ring is not the only thing that startles someone out of their sleep. I don't even know how true this is, if this has ever been studied. Don't be angry or argue with people during pregnancy, because your child will turn out looking like them. Now, I've heard this a lot. I don't know if this is cultural, and I slightly feel like it might be, because my daughter is being told that she looks like someone that, and I'm like, we argued a lot during my pregnancy. So it might be true, I don't know. So we'll see. And another one is kind of like, if I, as the pregnant mom, ask anyone for something and that person denies it, like does not give it to me, that person will then like develop a sty. But also me, I will cause my child to now have a birthmark in the shape of the thing that I craved. And also, I don't know how to explain this. Also, the birthmark will be in the area of which I itched. Does this make any sense to y'all? So if I asked you if you were eating like a piece of gum, and I'm like, oh, let me get some gum, and you're like, no, like this is my last piece of gum, they will now get a sty on their eye somewhere. And say if I just happen to do this, like itch my shoulder, my child will have a birthmark on their shoulder. Funny enough, my son and my daughter, they both have birthmarks that are kind of unusual, but I'm like, I don't know if it's really, but also I'm like, their birthmarks are on their butt crack. I don't recall itching my butt crack while I asked you for gum. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Certain things, it's kind of like, it happened, so was that true? Or was it coincidence? Or was it just the way they were going to be born anyway? Who knows? Make sure you eat enough during pregnancy so that the baby can grow and develop enough, or well, but not too much that you now have diabetes and high blood pressure and now you're fat. Like when I tell you literally, like, hey, I know you're pregnant, but you're eating too much, you're gonna be fat. Like what? So you want me to starve or don't? Immediately after giving birth, while you're still in the hospital and the baby is fresh out the oven, do this to the baby. Do this to the baby all day, every chance you can get. Why? Everybody want their baby to have dimples. Because apparently the body and the skin and the muscles and everything is so soft and fresh out the womb that you can mold them and do, manipulate the body and cause certain things to take place. When I tell you, to this day, my mom brings this up all day. Mind you, I did it because the fear that I have of my parents out of respect, but also to shut them up, I did it. But every day, I'm not doing it all day, every day. I'm trying to go to sleep, put them to sleep, prepare the next bottle, wash the bottles, clean their clothes, take them a bath, eat. Like, can I remember to eat? How am I eat if I'm sitting here doing this? So yeah, that was a big trigger. Like, it's like, leave me alone, leave the child alone. At the end of the day, dimples are defects. If you naturally have dimples, okay, but if I'm manipulating your body to make it happen, I have mixed feelings about it, but it's just annoying to keep bringing it up. Like, why didn't the baby would have been cute if you gave them dimples? You should have did the dimples. It's so annoying. And also for the girls, you can shape their butt. Apparently, you're supposed to try to mold their butt so it's nice and round and firm, I guess. Wrap your body, snapping back after pregnancy. Some people naturally get it without having to, use a wrap, a waist trainer. People fail to realize how uncomfortable it is to wear all day, every day. You can't breathe, you're in pain. It's summertime and it's hot, you're sweating buckets. If it was just that easy, we would definitely do it. You wouldn't have to remind us and tell us. But it's not that easy. So, anyways, once again, to constantly keep eating and drinking water to help with breastfeeding, to produce milk. With that, it's you need to eat, make sure you're eating. But you're eating too much, you're gonna get fat. What do you want me to do? Okay? Do you want me to eat so that I can get the nutrients into these boobs to squirt it into the baby's mouth and they can grow and flourish and be alive? Or do you want me to wither away so I can be snatched and naked on somebody's beach? Okay. Once again, mixed feelings about this. It's just a lot. We're still trying to adapt to this new lifestyle and figure out what the hell just happened to my body and to get it back together, okay? My equilibrium is off. My balance is out of whack. It's just telling me that I need to keep the baby fully wrapped, fully covered and clothed, head to toe, literally have a hat, that little baby beanie from the hospital, have the hat on, have long sleeve onesies on, have long sleeve pants on and their socks. That's just in the home. As if we don't have heat. Then when you're going out, make sure you put all those clothing on, plus a coat, plus wrap them in a blanket inside a fully insulated car seat and cover the whole car seat. Mind you, doctors in hospitals and whatnot, nurses do not recommend this. They won't even let you leave the hospital if you overclothe your child. They can overheat in the car. The insulated car seats are insulated for a reason. Babies get heat rashes because they're hot. By touch, you can see if your child is hot or not. Or if you just visually look at the child and you see little beads of sweat, maybe they're overdressed. I'm not supposed to or allowed to walk around barefooted or without socks. Definitely don't let the Haitians see you walk around with no shoes on. And also don't sit down with your legs, I don't want to say wide open, but keep your legs closed tightly or crossed and stuff, because you're not supposed to let air in and it's going to mess up your healing process. We completely understand this and we agree to an extent. But sometimes you got to remember we are indoors. There's heat and it's summertime. So I don't want to dress up head to toe with a full-on turtleneck and tube socks on up to my knees because I'm hot. There were times that I was literally burning up in my bed and they wanted me to cover myself with a comforter. I gave birth in July, this last birth. I was hot. Mama wasn't trying to hear it. You have to steam your girly parts, right? So there's like, they call it many different things. So there's a vaginal, the steam bath, or also just like sitting over a bucket of steam is supposed to help the girly parts, right? It's supposed to also help like it's a lot going on down there. It's supposed to help with the healing process altogether and also help your pH balance get back into place. Culturally, we use leaves, like it's like a tea bath. But there's others that just use like Epsom salt or whatever. The way we do it is it's supposed to be a 3-day thing. So you do the steam bath 3 times. You're supposed to actually get like beat with the leaves. It's a whole thing. You know what? If y'all want a video about that, yes. And then you're also supposed to drink the tea. Not the one that you bathed in. You know, I had to just clarify that because I remember I told somebody about this thing, and it was like, oh, so you take a bath in it, and then when you drink it after you finish bathing in it, you set aside some tea on the side. You're supposed to take the warm bath and then drink the tea after and go lay up in your bed, warm and cozy. When I tell you, it's probably one of the best naps I had after giving birth. But yes, I do agree with it, but sometimes the emphasis is just like, they're like, oh, you have to do the steam bath within a week of giving birth. And I'm like, but what about the moms that had a C-section? Like, they need to heal, nothing can get wet there. Oh, well, they have to do it within a month. Huh? Honestly, I think as long as you get it done, you get it done. Like, and it's not only just for moms. Like, on a regular basis, I think once a month is what I've heard is a reasonable amount of time to do it. Another thing is bathing your baby every day, daily baths. Bathing your baby, especially a newborn, is very tedious. You got to be precautious about the umbilical cord, like the belly button to fall out. It can't get wet yet. You got to be cautious about the weather. It's a lot of things. Even the doctors and nurses will tell you, do not bathe your baby every single day. You know, you can get them sick. Babies aren't sweating. They're not sweating. They're not running. They don't got work. They're laying there chilling. Their body is cool. They smell baby fresh all day. I ain't saying go weeks on end without giving your baby a bath, but 2-3 times a week, it's reasonable. When it comes to milestones, I was very on top of milestones with babies, and I just didn't want to. I wanted to make sure I took care of my child properly and nothing goes wrong. Keep them alive, keep them happy. You know, bottoms dry, bellies full. That's it. All the mamas that's ever been, and those that have not yet, constantly try to tell me when and what to feed my child. For example, babies aren't supposed to have like water yet, like drinking water. Granted, yes, if you're giving formula to your child, it's made like, you know, it's a powder, you have to mix it with water. But the baby isn't supposed to just have water on its own because they can't digest it yet. Like they're still developing. Just because the baby have hiccups, they're not gonna die. Let them hiccup until it's gone. They'll be fine. And let's bring up the whole Haitians with the hiccups and put a little string. What type of voodoo ritual is this? I'm sorry. This is just very strange to me. I never cared to do it. If my child's hiccup was something that was harming them, I would probably look into doing something to help stop the hiccups. But a hiccup doesn't last, I want to say more than 5 minutes, but I've never seen 5-minute hiccups. Maybe a minute or 2 long. You know, they'll be okay. Also, as far as feeding babies solids at 2 and 3 months, they're not supposed to have it yet. I guess on paper, it's said to start introducing solids to your newborn at about 6 months. But give or take, depending on the size of your child, it can be recommended to start a little earlier, maybe 5 months. But I'm not giving my baby Gerber food, spoon feeding them at 3 months. They only have the reflex to suck. They don't know how to eat from a spoon yet. I'm not gonna starve my child. I promise I won't. I won't do it. I'm not gonna do it. I wouldn't do it. I don't. I don't like to be hungry. I get hangry. I get very moody when I'm hungry. We don't want to hear you tell us, when I was a mom, I did all of this, and then I did, and then because of this, and look at you now. Did you die? We don't care. We don't care. We don't care that you were able to raise 10 kids back to back to back with no help. I only have 2 and I need help. That doesn't make me any less of a mom or a human or a woman or anything. Like, let me figure life out, okay? If you're gonna help, help. If you're not, check the deuces. Yeah, it's very frustrating and annoying and super triggering to be compared to moms of the 40s and the 90s. I'm a mom in 2022. A lot has changed, a lot. Stop comparing your experience to my experience. Don't compare your pregnancy to my pregnancy. Don't compare your parenting to my parenting. We are 2 completely separate beings. My child and your child are 2 completely separate beings. The last 2 are super duper annoying. I've been told, I ain't gonna say by who, but not verbatim, but pretty much, hey, you're a mom now. You're a wife, you're a mom, and there's no more fun for you. You stay home and you cook and you clean and you wipe booties, and that is it. You don't go traveling anymore. And you can't travel with the baby. And life is over. There's no more fun. I'm sorry if that's the experience that you had, but that's not true. That was so ugly. I don't agree with this at all. 1, I'm not gonna allow for my children to hold me back from experiencing life and having fun. 2, I will strap that baby to my back and we're going bungee jumping. And that is it. If you chose to limit your life due to parenting, don't rub that onto me. And lastly, stop telling us what to do with our ovaries, okay? Don't tell me, hey, so when are you ready to have the next one? The baby is only 2 days old now. I'm still bleeding. I'm still dying on the inside. Can we heal and recover? I'm not even thinking about sex right now, okay? Don't tell us, oh girl, you just got started. I have 2. I have a boy and a girl. I feel like the best of both worlds. Having a whole soccer team used to be my dream. Having literally a whole soccer team used to be the reality. The reality now is milk don't cost 5 cents. The bus ain't 50 cents anymore. Houses don't cost just $2,000. Rent is mortgage. The dream of being a housewife isn't reality. Everyone has to go to work. School ain't cheap, and daycares aren't free. But I don't own a sewing machine, so purchasing these kids' clothes ain't cheap. Who gonna take care of all 100,000 kids if I pop them out? How do you expect me to snap back if I keep popping them out and stretching out this skin? Who got the time? Retirement age went up. Therefore, there's no grandmas and grandpas for me to leave the children with. I'm just trying to breathe through it because this is very painful reality. I think I hit it all. I think I hit the major points. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this made some sense, gave some clarity. I'm going to do this video in Creole so that the message reaches the ones it needs to reach. If y'all got what I'm saying. Okay, I need to get back to work because this is my lunch period and I'm hungry. Ta-ta!